All right, we're going through 5 exercises today. We have our breathing with our leg lowers. We have a farmer carry, a single arm landmine press, hip hinge, and a single arm row. So with the breathing, you'll start with laying down on your back, feeling that length in your spine, and breathing 360 degrees into your lower belly, ribs, and back. So as you breathe in, you feel your belly, ribs, and back expand. And as you breathe out, you feel your lower ribs, belly, and back come together. If it helps, you can always wrap a band around your waist to help with giving yourself that feedback. Throughout all the exercises, you do want to try to maintain that length in the spine and that breathing as you do so. So for the leg lowers, you're laying on your back, flat, legs up at 90, a little bit of rotation out, and then slowly as you breathe in, expanding 360 degrees, and then coming back up and alternating sides. So we'll go from there. So that's our leg lowers with the breathing 360 degrees around, and then we'll go into our landmine press. So if you have your Olympic bar, you're putting that into a corner. You're either kneeling or in a slight lunge position. But again, watch that back leg so you're not extending through that lower back. So keep the knees soft so that you have that stacked position through your spine. My left leg is forward and the bar is in my right hand, starting with that shoulder in that good neutral position. Breathing in and then exhale as you press up. Again, watch those ribs from flaring at the top of that movement. So keep the ribs knit down and then breathe in to lower and exhale to press up. If you want more range of motion overhead, then just go into a kneeling position and it gives you a little bit more of that overhead movement. The next one we went through or we'll go through is your hip hinge. So you're standing with your Olympic bar, resting on your thighs, length through the spine. Think of sending your hips back as you bow forward. Keep the chin tucked so you have that length in the back of the neck. Go until you feel a stretch in the back of the legs, but before you start rounding through the back or bending through the knees, and then stand up nice and tall, squeeze the glutes at the top. So again, hips back, bow forward, keep that length in the spine, breathing into your lower back as you lower down, and then exhale, come up, standing nice and tall. Next, going into your farmer carry, so grabbing your weight and just holding the weight by your side, positioning that shoulder in the back and down position, watching that as you're positioning your shoulder, you're not starting to flare your ribs, so you're keeping that stacked position through the spine, shoulder in a nice neutral position, holding there, and then you're walking with the weight at your side for about 1 minute, 30 seconds to a minute, and then switching over to the other side. Same thing. Shoulder in good position, stacked, breathing through the lower ribs, belly and back, and walking in as natural way as you can. Again, adjusting the weight depending on what feels comfortable. So you do want to feel like you're having to use the muscles in the shoulder, but not so heavy that you're straining through the upper traps, lifting the shoulder up or side bending over to one side. So it's more of a suitcase carry because it's one-handed. And then we're going into our single arm row. So you can either do it with a resistance band or with the cable machine at the gym, setting it up about elbow or belly button height. And then we're going back into that lunge or split stance position, stacked through the spine. And then you're starting by putting so I'm holding the band in my right hand, my left leg is forward, and then my left arm is forward as well. Arm flat, almost imagine pressing that left hand into a wall, and then you're pulling your elbow to about 90 degrees, and then drawing that shoulder, kind of getting that squeeze back and down, and then coming back forward. There might be a slight rotation through the spine, and that's good. We just want to avoid that popping forward of the shoulder when you do this. And again, watching that as you pull back too, you're keeping the ribs knit down, and you're not flaring the ribs forward. So pressing that left hand away, pull to 90 degrees, slight squeeze of the shoulder, maybe even rotate, opening a little bit, very subtle though, and then slow and controlled, straighten the arm, maybe even allowing yourself to rotate and get pulled forward by the band or the cable, and then pull back. And again, moving with your breath, inhale as you release, and exhale as you pull towards you. And those are your exercises.